On the channel, we take a trip to Asgard. Beautiful this time of year by way of Hasbro with the Marvel Legends, Odin.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today, we continue to celebrate 85 years of Marvel with the Marvel Legends Odin figure. But for all your Odin figure needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up DJC Collectibles. Use discount code 8OFFDJC to save 8% off your entire order. Gotta get a deal out there, and that's exactly what I did. Went to DJC Collectibles, picked this one up. Shipping right now if you're after it, so head on over there. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We'll do a little comparisons later on in the video as well. But let's check out the packaging on this one. This is a big Odin, the old All-Father himself. We've had him in the past as a Build-A-Figure, but we never had him this big, so definitely going to compare those two later on in this video here. Marvel Legends, Marvel 85th anniversary, 85 years. Feels like it was just yesterday is what it does. Choking small parts, not for children under 3 years old, Mark Summers. On the side, we got Odin looking really like only an Odin could look if he was drawn as a comic book. There it is. Marvel Legends over here, 85th anniversary. On the back, got some gibber, got some jabber. Let's see what it says about our friend Odin. Odin, king of Asgard, uses his immense wisdom and skills as a warrior to defend the realms as the All-Father. Oh, shout out to the All-Father here. He's a big, beefy boy. There it is. See you later, goodbye. And we've seen him in movies. We've seen him a few different times. Sometimes he's really, really big. Sometimes he's more human-sized, whatever you want to call it. He's a guy that runs the gamut, I guess, in sizes there and how he's interpreted. But there it is. A lot going on with this one. Extra heads, helmets, weapons. You got some ravens going on there. There's all kinds of stuff going on with this guy here. And we're going to pull him out of the package here. But he is locked down like a young Todd McFarlane right here today. They don't want Odin going anywhere. And we had an Odin Build-A-Figure, of course, but I was trying to think Marvel Select. I think that was the Destroyer figure, and it came with an Odin head, so that's what I was thinking of right there. But not a bad figure either. I displayed it as the Destroyer, and I think once we got the Destroyer finally from Marvel Legends, I switched it over to Odin. So pulling Odin out of the package here, trying to at least. Come on. Oh, we got some of that tape, and I can feel it. It's Cambodian. It's Cambodian tape. It's not just for Todd McFarlane anymore. The secret's out. There's Odin there. There's another bird, and I'm going to have to cut this tape. That's how sticky this tape is. They don't want anybody getting in on that tape. There we go. And we are off to the old races. Here we give the old heave-ho. See you later. Goodbye. And let's get down to the accessories here with our buddy Odin. Of course, Thor, Odin's son, as we do know. But let's start with the hands on this one. Two gripping hands out of the package, so you got the weapon-holding hands. You got the maniacal hands, he's coming at you hands. Got those going on really nice. And then a Fist of Fury. Got to have a Fist of Fury with a big guy like this. Big golden glove going on. Definitely a big fist. Now getting down to some of these weapons. Got the big old sword ready to go. Got the nice blade in a gray color. You got some of the gold. You got a little bit of a kind of a jewel, a little blue eye right there in the middle. Very ornate, very Asgardian, we'll say that. Then we do get a big old spear here. He's going to chuck a spear at somebody. A little bit less ornate than the sword, just all in the gold color plastic. Not the thickest, hardest of spears. It's just a little bit, I wouldn't say gummy either. Somewhere in the middle. How about that? Somewhere in the middle, but all gold. I guess it's a spear. It could also be a staff. Choose your own adventure with that one. Then we do get some of the ravens right here. Nevermore, as they do say, of course. And we got two. We got one in flight, and then we got one just kind of hanging around. We've seen some of these. I don't believe it was these two. Maybe this one. Once again, we did get that Thor figure a while back, the Herald Thor, I think it was, and I felt like he came with some of these, but I don't know if it was these ones here. But black birds, very nice to have. You can use these with other toy lines if that is your thing. Looking good for all intents purposes. have those flying around Odin, whatever you want to do, choose your own bird adventure. But now we're going to get down to Odin once again right here. And very interesting, trying to figure out and decipher how this goes here. So you get the head. I guess we'll start with the head, looking very much like our good friend Old St. Nick, Santa Claus himself, Kris Kringle, whatever you want to call him. Got that Santa feel. I wonder if when he's not guarding Asgard and defending it and all that, maybe he's spending his time at the mall as Santa. Maybe Bass Pro Shops. Who knows what he's up to? But he does got a big Santa Claus beard there. Of course, missing the eye, got the eye patch, then the long gray hair going on. Almost reminds me of Kurt Russell, and he was playing Santa Claus in a movie. Kind of gives that same vibe right there. But interesting head, really no movement on this head. No neck, and then he's up there. The beard getting in the way, the hair getting in the way, so there's not a ton of movement with this one here. But I'm going to try to pop this. Is the hair removable? Oh my gosh, here we go. Okay. Trying to figure this out. Trying to figure all this out. So the shawl over the top, a nice fur. He probably stole this from a bear. Skinned a bear with his bare hands probably. You do got that little shawl action going on. Plugs right there in the back. But the hair does come off. So we've seen this with our WWE Mattel figures as of recently. But we can replace the hair if you want to. Take that hair out. You could put this helmet in, a very Asgardian helmet here with the horns going on. Very ornate, the gold. Very, very cool. So you can go that direction if you want to as far as a helmet. Or you can go all out. This is like a king's crown almost. Big old antlers up here at the top as well. I guess they're not real antlers, just sculpted in gold there. You got the little raven up there on the top as well. Very, very ornate. So really 3 different heads you could say with this one, because the 2 helmets, and then the hair, it really does feel like you got 3 different options to display him right here. Of course, I'm just going to keep the hair on for now, and then I'm going to keep off his little bear shawl. We'll call it a bear shawl. We're going to keep that off so I can get around the figure a little bit better. Now, first thing I noticed here, soft goods cape. We don't get a ton of that, of course, especially in the Marvel Legends. Beautiful, beautiful white cape here. Keeping that clean. You better keep the blood off it. But like a young Billy D. Williams, the young Lando Calrissian looking very nice with the soft good cape. I do like that here. Of course, a little bit wrinkly. Your mileage may vary on that one. We know how that goes. And then getting down to the body on Odin here. Got that big chainmail type body over the front here. Like Aquaman. Almost looks like he's being protected here. Got that big symbol, like something outside of an Amon Amarth album cover is what it looks like, that big symbol in the middle. Got a little chain holding it in there as well. It is a plastic chain locked down, holding it together here around the waist. Big shoulder gauntlets on here, of course, should move away. Yes, they move out of the way for the articulation. I guess perfect time to talk articulation here. Arms go all the way around. Like I said, those shoulder gauntlets will move out of the way. Single jointed elbow with a little side to side. So big deluxe figure, not going to have all the double joints. Hands removable back and forth, side to side. Got the up and down hinge on that one. He's got waist articulation. No real hula hoop, but you get the up and down waist, back and forth, side to side. You do get that. Splits, there it is. Get some of those big old Odin splits. He's a big bruiser, but he can still do the splits if he needs to. Legs do go up. Single jointed knee, side to side at the thigh, of course, with the thigh cut. Ankles back and forth, side to side, up and down. He's got a hole in his foot for a peg, but I'm guessing probably don't really need a stand too much for him. He is a big guy. He should be able to stand if you get his ankles just right. Maybe. Might have to play around with it a little bit, but we'll do the ringside test. Of course, use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% at Ringside Collectibles. Maybe not. Thought he was fitting. Oh, if he's not fitting, I'm a-quitting. That's what's happening. He's not going to fit on a stand there. So going to have to move him around. Those big bruising feet on him. Going to have to move those out of the way. Of course, got the Terry Steinbach shin guards going on. A prerequisite if you're worth a grain of salt over there in Asgard, I do think. Some spikes on the side. A very dull gold color down here, though. Not bright and shiny. It's very, very dull. But it does match the forearm guards here with the spikes. Fashion forward, of course, is Odin here. Got a couple of horns for knee pads. One of these horns is broken off. Nice difference, nice attention to detail between the two. I like that. Got a big loincloth coming down in the front, a little protection action. You got the chainmail in the legs, of course. And then we do get the Asgardian heavyweight title belt, a crown jewel, a crowning jewel of course, Odin. And Thor's tried to take it from him a few times, never been able to do it. Same with Loki. Odin apparently is going to own this championship for the rest of his life. He's like a young Vern Gagne is what he is out there. But he does have that big title belt looking very nice. On brand for old Odin here. I'm not sure if I'm going to display him with just the hair, though. I think I'm going to have to display him with one of these very ornate helmets. I think that's the way to go. I do have a big Asgard shelf in my collection, and that's where he's going to fit right into. But man, oh man, he's a big bruiser of a figure. Going to be a little hard to stand, apparently, as well. Yeah, heck of a time trying to get him to stand. I might have to heat those. There we go. Might have to heat those up a little bit. They're a little tight in the ankles, at least on mine. But a lot going on. But this is, once again, a deluxe figure. You're looking at $50 or more, depending where you're buying it at. So it is big, but you get what you pay for, I guess what we'll say. And some people, they'll probably say in the comments, not worth the money, gonna wait for Ollies. Well, I think those Ollies days will be done with things like this. But you never know. You can always hope, always believe out there. But some good weapons here. You get the birds, nice effect. A couple extra hands, and then all the different head options with the hair removable for the helmets and stuff. Not a bad figure, all things considered. And we needed a good Odin in our collection. I do feel that way. Now, we did get the Build-A-Figure 10 years ago. I don't even know what time is at this point. This one always drives me nuts because the legs always seemingly fall out of this one. But you can definitely see the height and size differences between these two. It really just depends, where do you think of Odin? I don't really think of Odin this big. I guess it depends what you were reading, what you were watching, whatever it may be. I think of him more like this, more of a Thor style. A big beefy dude, but not giant like the Hulk. That's what I don't think of with Odin here. But looking good against the old former Build-A-Figure. And I did grab a Thor, one of my favorite Thors here, with the big beard going on. This was, I think, from the Anniversary Avengers line last year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been the Destroyer 2-pack, I think is where this one came from here. A different era of Thor, not the most iconic, but first one I saw, and I said, you know what? Beard brothers, beard father and son, that's what they are right here today. But Odin, a big figure, an interesting figure, but it is a figure you want in your collection. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And you made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You can also head over to ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Thor, Odin's son, and Odin himself, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.